Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, our mission is to execute a full audio overview based on your sources, really digging into this powerful idea, tinkering the anti-fragile way to learn. And, maybe the best place to start is by just tearing down this huge barrier we all face, the myth of the perfect plan.
Ah, yes, that one.
That feeling, right? I'll start when, or I just need one more piece of information before I launch. It sounds like diligence, but really it's perfectionism, and it just kills momentum, traps potential.
It really does. It paralyzes people. And the thing is, the world simply doesn't reward waiting for those perfect conditions. It just doesn't work that way.
So who does it reward?
It rewards the endlessly adaptive. And that's why tinkering, this idea of tinkering, is maybe the purest expression of what we call antifragility.
Okay, so define that for us. Tinkering as antifragility.
It's deciding to treat life or your business or learning anything, really, as a series of small survivable experiments. You act, you see what happens, you learn.
So not chaos then, not just randomly trying stuff.
No, definitely not chaos. Anti-fragile systems aren't built on prediction, like trying to guess the future perfectly. They're built on interaction. You poke the world, see how it responds, adjust, and repeat. That learning compounds.
Interaction, not prediction. I like that. So over this deep dive, we'll unpack the logic, look at some historical examples, institutions doing this now, and then get practical with 7 strategic principles.
Exactly. How to actually do intelligent trial and error.
Let's start with that shift in mindset. From just thinking, planning endlessly to actually doing.
Right. The fundamental shift is from analysis paralysis to calculated action. And let's be clear, tinkering isn't just flailing around. It's what we might call structured curiosity.
Structured curiosity.
You're intentionally probing your environment, but with small, reversible risks. Actions designed to reveal information you just couldn't get from sitting in a planning meeting.
Yeah, it's like the difference between someone waiting for the perfect weather forecast to sail versus someone who just puts a tiny model boat in the pond to see which way the wind's actually blowing right now.
That's a great analogy. And the mindsets are totally different, aren't they? The fragile mind, it fears mistakes, it craves certainty, waits, and often never acts.
Right. Analysis paralysis.
Whereas the anti-fragile mind, it kind of embraces trial. It uses errors, not as failures, but as navigation tools, like sonar pings off reality.
Mistakes as navigation tools. I like that framing. So every failed experiment actually gets you closer.
Exactly. It narrows the gap between ignorance and understanding. That's compounding knowledge in action.
Okay, so stepping back, looking at bigger systems, where does this difference between the planner mindset and the tinkerer mindset really show up?
Well, you see this contrast sometimes described as the Soviet Harvard approach versus bottom-up discovery.
Soviet Harvard, explain that.
It's shorthand for that top-down, rigid 5-year plan, forecast everything mentality. Think central planning, complex economic models trying to predict everything.
Yeah.
That's one side.
Yep.
The other side is the tinkerer's world. Messy, adaptive, decentralized. Bureaucrats forecast, entrepreneurs, scientists, artists. They tinker. One tries to control the future, the other learns to dance with it.
And if we need just one killer example of which method wins in the really long run.
It has to be evolution, right?
Yeah, the ultimate tinkerer. No designer, no plan, no CEO.
Precisely. Life starts as, random molecular chaos. How do you get from that to the complexity we see? Billions of years of iteration, tiny changes, mutations, births, deaths. Nature just discovered what worked by trying almost everything else.
So what we call wisdom in nature, like the efficiency of a predator or the design of an eye.
It's just filtered error. That's the crucial phrase. Accumulated filtered error over 3.8 billion years. It's the result of countless experiments that didn't work out.
Wow. That really puts our quarterly planning cycles into perspective, doesn't it?
It does. We get upset if a project fails after 6 months. Evolution plays the long game, learning through constant, tiny failures.
So the big takeaway here is
tinkering aligns us with that fundamental rhythm of how things actually improve and adapt. Once you accept the world is complex, unpredictable, you stop trying to predict your way through it.
you interact your way through it instead.
You interact your way there. You stop fighting randomness and start using it. It becomes your teacher.
Okay, let's make this more concrete. Talk about mastery through field learning. Human examples where this interaction really beat pure theory. The Wright Brothers always come up.
Yes, they're a classic case.
Yeah.
We remember the first flight, but forget the process. They weren't academics in a lab just crunching numbers.
No, they were out there, right, on the dunes.
Absolutely. Field learners. Kitty Hawk was their laboratory. They built colliders. They crashed them. A lot.
Yeah.
They carefully noted what broke, what worked even a little bit, and adjusted right there on the sand.
Hmm.
Each flight, each crash, was basically a question to the wind. How about this design?
And the wind answered immediately. Crash or glide. Instant feedback.
Priceless, real-time feedback. They didn't wait for some perfect theory of aerodynamics. They interacted with the problem, managed the risk-crashing gliders, not planes with engines at first, and literally tested their way into the sky.
That discipline, embracing failure as data, that sounds like Edison too.
Oh, completely. Thomas Edison's Menlo Park lab. It was basically a failure factory in the best possible way, a playground for experimentation.
Built for rapid trial and error.
Exactly. And his famous quote about the light bulb.
I haven't failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work.
Right. And that's not just a motivational poster line. It's literally his methodology.
It's empirical data collection.
Pure empiricism. He wasn't devastated by a filament burning out. He learned something about its properties. Okay, that material doesn't work under these conditions.
Yeah.
Next, failure became data, refined as understanding.
So progress isn't about avoiding mistakes.
It's about the systematic refinement of mistakes. You're building knowledge piece by painful piece sometimes.
And if 10,000 ways sounds like a lot, then James Dyson.
Oh yeah, Dyson takes it to another level. The bagless vacuum. Over 5,000 failed prototypes.
5,000? That's hard to even imagine the persistence.
It is. And to the fragile planning mind, that looks like madness, right? Wasteful, messy, unpredictable. Why didn't he just design it right the first time?
Because he couldn't.
Exactly. The antifragile mind sees each failure differently. That prototype taught him something about airflow or material stress or suction loss that theory alone couldn't predict. His final success wasn't designed in one go. It emerged from that relentless persistence.
Emergence, not top-down design. And you're saying this isn't just for inventors in sheds, this scales up.
Absolutely. Let's shift to institutional tinkering. Think Toyota, their core principle of Kaizen.
Continuous improvement.
Right. But it's tinkering at massive scale. It's not just managers in meetings. They empower every worker on the line to constantly suggest and test tiny improvements.
So shorten a movement, reposition a tool, change the workflow slightly.
Exactly. Small tweaks, proposed, tested, measured, kept only if they actually improve things. It's decentralized intelligence gathering through action.
And the result?
A company that evolves daily. Its operating system literally learns faster than competitors because the feedback loops are immediate and everywhere. The whole organization acts like a learning organism.
Yeah, I see this in tech too, right? Like Netflix.
Netflix is a prime example in the digital space. Their secret sauce isn't just having data. It's tinkering with data constantly.
The A/B tests.
Thousands every day. They don't sit around guessing what thumbnail will make you click or what plot summary works best.
They just try different versions on different users and see what happens.
Precisely. They discover user behavior in real time by running countless small experiments. Which image? Which font? How does the recommendation algorithm tweak affect watch time?
And this really highlights that principle of asymmetry, doesn't it?
Hugely important. The asymmetry is key. The cost of a failed experiment for Netflix showing a less effective thumbnail to a small group for a short time is tiny, almost zero, but a win. An experiment that finds a better way to engage users. That scales globally, instantly, and it's worth potentially billions. Small risk, huge potential upside. That's anti-fragile design.
Okay, so we see it works externally. Let's talk about the internal game. Why does physically trying something, actually rewire our brains faster than just, say, reading about it?
Ah, the neuroscience.
Oh.
It's fascinating. Basically, our brains are wired to learn from friction, from interaction with the real world.
Okay.
Every time you try something and get feedback, success or failure, your brain releases dopamine. This chemical process accelerates how memories are formed and consolidated, especially in the hippocampus. Doing literally speeds up learning at a neural level.
So it's not just metaphorical. The brain actually changes faster through action.
Yes, and it learns most powerfully through something called prediction errors.
Prediction error.
When reality doesn't match your expectation, you thought the glider would fly smoothly, but it nosedived. That mismatch, that error in your prediction, forces the brain to go, whoa, my model of reality was wrong here, need to update.
And that update is learning.
That's deep instinctive learning. It's why you can read 100 books about swimming, but you only learn to swim when you get in the water and struggle. The exposure, the prediction errors of your strokes not working, that's what rewires theory into instinct. Neuroplasticity kicks in. New model activated.
Okay, so if tinkering is the way, but it needs to be strategic, not chaotic.
Mm.
What are the core principles? You mentioned 7.
Right. 7 principles for making trial and error intelligent, not just random.
Okay, number 1.
Small bets, big learning. Your experiments have to be small enough that failure won't wipe you out, survivable, but big enough that you actually learn something meaningful from the outcome. Capped risk, high information yield.
Got it, 2.
Asymmetry of risk. This is that Netflix point again. Structure things so your maximum potential loss is known and limited, but your potential gain is large, maybe even unlimited. Protect the downside, expose yourself to upside.
Makes sense. 3.
Feedback over forecast. Stop relying on predictions and assumptions. Act, then observe. Ask the environment for data. The question isn't, will my plan work? It's, what happens when I do this? Get real-world feedback. Iterate relentlessly. Accept that version 1 is never perfect. It's just the starting point. Get something out there, get feedback, and improve. Each iteration is an education, not just a correction. Think Dyson.
Okay, 5.
Record and reflect. This is crucial. Tinkering without documenting what you did, what happened, and why. That's just noise. You'll repeat mistakes. Recording turns random events into usable wisdom. Write it down.
Correct.
Reward adaptation, not perfection. Our culture often praises getting it right the first time. But in complex systems, being able to adapt and course correct is far more valuable. Celebrate the pivot, the learning, not just sticking rigidly to an initial plan.
And the last one, 7.
Expose. Don't protect. Don't shield yourself or your projects from small stressors and failures early on. Those micro-failures build resilience. They inoculate you against catastrophic failure later. Embrace the bumps.
These principles really demand a different way of thinking, don't they? Especially coming from, say, traditional education where accuracy is everything.
It's a huge shift. School rewards the right answer. Life, especially in complex domains, rewards adaptability. Tinkering requires humility. It requires you to comfortably say, I don't know the answer yet, but I have a process to find out.
So you trade the need to be right for the need to learn.
Exactly. It's not optimistic or pessimistic. It's just empirical. Mistakes aren't personal failings. They're just data points. Process them and move on.
And the payoff for adopting this empirical approach seems massive, especially over time.
It compounds beautifully. Every experiment, successful or not, teaches you something. And the successful ones increase your exposure to positive randomness, to luck. You can't predict which small bet will be the big winner, but by making many smart bets.
You increase your surface area for luck, as Taleb might say.
Precisely. You multiply your interactions with opportunity. The longer you tinker intelligently, the more inevitable breakthroughs become. You're playing the probabilities in your favor.
So wrapping this up, when you commit to tinkering, what are you really doing?
You're synchronizing your learning process with the way the world actually works, with the architecture of nature itself. You stop being just an observer. You become an active participant in shaping outcomes. It's why it's sometimes called the mother of all progress.
So the final thought for everyone listening.
Don't just sit there planning your way to greatness. It probably won't work. Start tinkering your way there.
The goal isn't predicting the future perfectly.
No. The goal is to interact with it constantly, to become robust, even antifragile through adaptation. Progress belongs to those who move, learn from the feedback, adapt quickly, and move again. Fail fast, learn faster, and listen to what reality tells you.